Okay, I have an early morning appointment, so my normal routine might take however long. So if I have an early morning appointment, what do I do to keep my routine in it? I wake up earlier so it can still be present, so I can still start my day because the routine is important to me and I have my reasons why. So then what does that affect? That affects last night's dinner time, that affects last night's bedtime, that affects last night's routine, that affects... So one little change, then everything else off of it. If you believe it's all connected and you tie it all together, that is how you can modify. So if you're taking a trip, if you have a curveball in your day, if a job change, if an unpredictable this, that, and the other, your routines do not leave. You still hold them because you understand the value for them, because you understand where they're coming from. Hopefully they're deeper than the medicational input of, I'm doing my routine to prevent XYZ disease and illness, symptoms, and injuries, or I'm doing it to treat, cure, and fix. Not what this video is about, but that is just what I am in the midst of. But something that came to me in part of my morning routine and hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, oh my God, think of this. So 2 days ago, the tiles about body responses, and they're not abnormal, they're not dysfunctional, they're not low, they're not high, they're not hyper, they're just honest. So your body only knows to just be honest, just like the Soviet director, movie director, who said that nature, there's so much truth in nature. So there's a lot of creatives out there connecting dots. It's just, I want to apply it now to the performance and healing of a human being, into all symptoms, all injuries, all levels of injury. So the body only knows to be honest, right? No, I'm fine. Then why are you sweating profusely? Honest. I didn't go outside. I stayed in, I stayed grounded. Then why are you tan and have scars and mud? I haven't eaten anything in 47 days. Okay. I sleep fine. Okay, so we get it, right? The body only knows to tell the truth. So it doesn't matter what you're measuring. It's whatever you're measuring, if it's a brain scan, or if it's a spine scan, or if it's a postural assessment, if it's a strength assessment, or it's a blood or a metric or a food or a hormone or whatever it is, meridian chakra, it is just the body's response to everything you are, and the most honest response ever. It only knows honest. Nature only knows the truth. It will not lie. Does that sound brutal? Does it look brutal? Maybe, but from the perspective of nature, it's pretty badass. So again, to us looking on, but to the aspect of what that person is going through. So now from that honesty, what if we convince that person that they're lying? That they're dishonest. That honesty is a penalty. Honesty is a punishment. Honesty cannot stay in society. How so? Well, if our symptoms and our injuries of all levels are the most honest, authentic version of ourselves, and everywhere is out to stop those, prevent those, terrify you of honesty, does that sound like you're going to support being honest? Does that sound like you're going to really get behind telling the truth? Or what will you do as a perfectly evolving human being? We will get really good at lying. We will get really good at hiding. We will get really good at, misdirection. We'll get really good at sleight of hand. We'll get so fucking good at this. And that is what medicine is doing. It's just hiding honesty. It's just shoving it off to the side. Now, here's the beauty part. That's your mindset. Your body's just like, it doesn't really matter what you guys do. I'm just gonna be honest. Just like nature. It doesn't really matter what we tweak and what we do and what we think we control, because we think we rule the world. the nature's just like, I'm just doing what I'm doing. It's on you guys to get on board or not. This is all for you. This is not against you. And so again, your deepest soul-ridden self knows it's synced up with body and the honesty of the body. It started when you were little. Imagine if we did it when we were little. If the struggle that was coming up, if we convinced that person that the honest expressions of baby were something that was abnormal, something that we needed to hide, something that we needed to fix, something that, damn. So again, at any time you can grab this, but that is 100% what's going on. Just think of the depths of that. Now think of the work. If you have a belief set and you have actions and you have feelings and thoughts, but you've been told your honest beliefs, feelings, and thoughts, you've been convinced, tested, you've been compared, you've been standardized. There's licensed credentials telling you that version of you isn't safe, isn't ideal. No, you can't be honest in this world. Now think psychologically, mentally, emotionally, what that's going to do to that person. And then how many stacks of layers of, protective beliefs and actions off of those to hide and manipulate your environment. How much we're seeing it. And that's why I think when we get to that midlife point, it's not midlife crisis, it's just midlife upgrade. And it's not random that it comes along with timing of puberty 2.0, or what they scared you into the hiding the honesty of menopause, andropause, and what our hormones do at this point. It's a discovering of how much we've lied to ourselves and to everybody. And when you realize that, then you realize kind of maybe who you left, maybe what job you have, because you were lying. You didn't know you were lying. You were just conditioned and taught to lie. But if you know, then you got to change. Who we left, who we hurt, what we did, where we live, the children we had, when it was just all of this was just to perpetuate hiding the most honest version of yourself. It's just stacked lying to fit a world that is penalizing honesty. The most honest version of yourself is the most symptomatic version of yourself. The most honest aspect is your injuries. The most authentic version, the most creative version, the most you version is your symptoms. It's how you respond in sunlight. It's how you respond with people. It's how you respond, with intentions and beliefs. It's how you respond with actions. It's how you respond with commitment, consistency. It's how you respond to these things. But we've been convinced that these things they're not ideal. The honest version of human, we have to beat it. And that is what these professions are out. They don't maybe know, but that is literally what's going on the deeper level. Now just think, how good are we at crafting lies? And again, we might not be aware of it, but once you are aware of it, now it's on you. And you can still claim that you can do that, but you got to own. Because body is just one stream forward. Brutal, 100%, full-flowing, all the time, honesty. That's why it only heals. That's all it does. Nature, same thing. But then we have been convinced that level of honesty it's not going to fit in. It's not good. Wait, what? My heart beating faster when I'm around these people? The pressure of my blood? My stress hormone coming out when I'm around this person, or me having a reaction to, no, that's not good. So what do? Be dishonest. Lie. Here's some supplements. Here's some herbs. Here's some treatments. Here's a routine to put it on the outside. Here's an aesthetic wellness routine to have it appear that everything's A-okay. But body's just like, well, wait. I don't really care what all you are doing. I care about this person right here. Something to think about. Something to really, really think about, because that hit me like a freight train throughout this morning's deal. And when you discover and then go do the work at who you truly are, That is a level of judgment and a level of guilt and a level of shame that is intense. That's why you got to be strong. That's why you got to support. That's why we got to do all this stuff. But that's the point. That's what we have access to. And then once you get there, wait, you're syncing up to the level of flow that the body's already been doing since birth? Oh my God. Wow, what's here? Exactly.